a small village nestled among the mountains, there lived a humble monk named Shinran. Every morning, without fail, before the first light of dawn, he would rise, wrap himself in his simple robes, and step out into the stillness of the early morning air. The village folk often wondered why Shinran rose so early. They admired him, but did not understand the quiet routine he followed day after day. One day, a young villager named Kaito, who had heard of Shinran's wisdom, approached him with a question that had long troubled him. "Master Shinran," he asked, "why do you wake up so early every day? What is the purpose of starting your day before everyone else?" Shinran smiled, his eyes reflecting the soft light of the rising sun. "Kaito," he said gently, "there is great power in the early hours. When the world is still, the mind is clear. In these moments, we are closest to our true nature." Kaito was intrigued but still puzzled. "But master, I find it so difficult to wake up early. The bed is warm and sleep is comforting. Why should I force myself to leave that comfort?" Shinran beckoned Kaito to follow him up the nearby hill, which overlooked the village. As they climbed, the sun slowly began to rise, casting a golden glow over the mountains. When they reached the top, the entire village lay in silence beneath them, still shrouded in the last moments of night. "Look around, Kaito," Shinran said. "At this hour, the world is quiet. The birds have not yet begun to sing, and the village is still asleep. In this silence, you can hear your own thoughts, undisturbed by the noise of daily life. It is in this space that we can truly connect with our inner selves and the world around us." Kaito sat down beside Shinran, listening to the stillness. There was something peaceful about the quiet, something he had never noticed before. "But master, how does waking up early help us in our daily lives? What difference does it make?" Shinran nodded, understanding Kaito's hesitation. "Let me tell you a story," he began. "Long ago, in a distant land, there was a great warrior who sought to become the most skilled fighter in the kingdom. He trained tirelessly every day, but no matter how hard he worked, he felt there was something missing. He was strong, but his mind was restless. He was fast, but his heart was unsettled. One day, the warrior sought out a wise sage who lived atop a mountain, known for his ability to bring clarity to those who were lost. The sage welcomed the warrior and asked him a simple question. "When do you rise in the morning?" The warrior replied, "I wake up when the sun rises, just like everyone else." The sage smiled and said, "If you wish to find what you are looking for, you must rise before the sun. Only in the early morning can you train both your body and mind. When you wake before the world, you have the time to prepare yourself for the challenges of the day. The world does not shape you. You shape your world." The warrior, though skeptical, followed the sage's advice. He began waking up before dawn, spending the first hours of the day in quiet meditation, followed by focused training. As the days passed, he noticed a transformation. His mind became calmer, his heart more centered, and his body moved with greater precision. It was in those early hours, when the world was still, that he found the inner strength he had been searching for. Shinran turned to Kaito and asked, "Do you see, young one? The early morning is not just about waking up. It is about giving yourself the space to grow, to reflect, and to prepare for the day ahead. In the quiet of the morning, you have the chance to align yourself with your true purpose." Kaito looked out over the horizon, where the sun was now fully risen, casting warmth over the land. He felt a sense of clarity he had never experienced before. "But master," Kaito said thoughtfully, "how do I begin? Waking up early seems so difficult." Shinran smiled again. "Like all things, Kaito, it begins with small steps. Do not expect to change overnight. Start by rising just a little earlier each day. Even 15 minutes earlier can make a difference. Use that time to sit in silence, to breathe deeply, and to set your intentions for the day. Over time, you will find that the early morning becomes a source of strength, rather than a struggle." Kaito nodded, feeling inspired by the monk's words. "I will try, master. I will start waking up earlier and see how it changes my life." The next morning, as the first light of dawn began to creep over the mountains, Kaito opened his eyes. The temptation to stay in bed was strong, but he remembered Shinran's words and forced himself to rise. As he stepped outside, he was greeted by the cool, crisp air of the early morning and the peaceful silence that surrounded him. For the first time, Kaito understood the power of the early morning. In that quiet space, he felt a sense of calm and focus he had never known before. As the days went by, he continued to wake up early, and slowly but surely, his life began to change. His mind became clearer, his heart more centered, and his days more productive. And so, Kaito discovered the truth that Shinran had known all along. The early morning holds a power unlike any other. In those quiet hours, we are given the gift of time. Time to reflect, time to grow, and time to prepare for the day ahead. It is in those moments when the world is still that we can awaken not just from sleep, but to the possibilities within ourselves.